This is Get Sellers Calling You, and I'm Beatty Carmichael. Learn more at our website at getsellerscallingyou.com. So another great thing you can do to drive business in from your list is what we call self-selection. It's a marketing term, but what it means is it's getting the prospect to select themselves out of the group of everyone else. So in this case, in terms of finding sellers, it gets the sellers to raise their hand and say, hey, I'm thinking about selling. Can you please come talk to me? So let me share how it works. In the human brain, there's a thing we call the reticular activator. It's kind of like a radar that's just kind of constantly looking for those things that are familiar. Here's an easy way to explain it. You go buy a car. You want something unique, so you get a really unique car. And as soon as you purchase it and start driving it, everywhere you look, you see that same car. You've never seen it before, but now that you're familiar with it, you see it all over the place. That's that reticular activator I'm talking about. So the way self-selection works, and especially the way that we use it with Agent Dominator to identify sellers within someone's personal list and say, okay, out of this group of people, these people are likely thinking about selling their home right now. Pick up the phone and engage with them. Okay, so now you get to pick up the phone and say, hey, John, I just got notified that you responded to a free report or whatever it is. And are you guys thinking about selling anytime soon? And they go, yeah, we're actually thinking about downsizing this summer. Okay, so now you're engaged. The way it works is simple. When someone starts to think about selling, they don't immediately call an agent. Most people, they start to think about selling 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months before they actually call an agent and say, let's list the home. What happens between the time that they start thinking and the time they call an agent is what we call the educational spectrum. They start to educate themselves on the things they need to be doing to get their home ready to go on the market. And then at the end, when it's actually ready, that's when they call a salesperson. Most people don't want a salesperson engaged until they're ready to make a transaction happen. So that's why they don't call the real estate agent back here. But if you can offer that person something that a seller would be interested in, that a non-seller would not be interested in, then you can get that person to actually raise their hand and identify the sellers. So maybe one example would be, let's say that you sat down for a moment and you thought about all of the things that someone could do in preparing the home to get the absolute most money for their home when that goes on the market. And then you boil those things down into maybe the top 5 things. Okay? So now you write a report, the top 5 most important things to do in preparing your home to get the maximum sales price as soon as it comes on the market. Then you market that piece. Maybe it's a postcard, and you send it out to your list, and it says, if you're thinking about selling, here are the top 5 most important things you can do in preparing your home to get the maximum sales price in the shortest amount of time. Okay? So that's now your free report. And then you have them respond to get it. Either they call you, they text you, they go to your website, they fill out a form, they call a toll-free number. It's something that you do that then allows you to identify who they are. And now, only the people who respond to that are actually the ones thinking about selling. Because if I just bought my home, I have no interest in selling, I'm going to get that offer and go, not interested. It's not that reticular activator for me, but for that person thinking about selling, it's a big deal, and now they want to know. And then there's one final thing on this, because, and I teach this in some other things that I do, just did a podcast on it, in fact, but how you identify the people is real important. If you say, call me for this list, then you're going to get very few people calling you because they don't want to say, I don't want Beatty to know I'm thinking about selling my house right now, so I'm going to ignore calling him. So the way you have to get them to respond is where they don't know that you know that they're responding. We call it stealth marketing, okay? Or stealth identify, stealth tracking, however you do it. What we do with Agent Dominator is we've actually perfected a process. We wrote a whole series of software code for our website that we get someone to go to a website using a special website address. And then when they go to that address, we're able to pinpoint with laser accuracy exactly which address is responding. And so now they don't even know that we know exactly who they are. So we simply match that back to that address. We notify our client and we say, hey, John and Betty Smith at this address just responded to this free offer. So then you can call them up and say, hey, John and Betty, you're getting my postcards, right? They go, yes. Hey, I just got notified from my system that you went and downloaded my free report on how to get more money when you get your home on the market. Are you guys thinking about selling anytime soon? And now you're engaged with your friend, and now they go, yeah, we are. And so now you can then focus there. But that's self-selection. And once you identify the sellers before they come on the market, that's half the battle right there. If you enjoyed this training, please share our website you'll find right down here on the bottom left at getsellerscallingyou.com with other people. Also, be sure to subscribe to our weekly podcast. It's a 30-minute interview every week on everything you can learn about how to get sellers calling you. It'll absolutely put your business into overdrive. So you can subscribe to it at iTunes, at Google Play, and also at Stitcher. Thanks for watching and have a great day.